Where I'm standing right now, I can see all around me in a ring seven Christian churches. I'm not going to pan to see them. You can see one behind me, but they're all on the ridges of this valley around me. We are about 100 yards from the River Jordan and about 150 yards from the spot where Jesus, the Christian Savior, God on earth, was baptized by John the Baptist, famously the beginning of his ministry and the beginning, really, of the gospel. John the Baptist lived famously in the wilderness, eating locusts and honey. That was right here. We are in the Holy Land, but on the political map, we're in an overwhelmingly Muslim country, a monarchy called Jordan. And that's significant, particularly now, because the question of how Christians are treated in the Holy Land is a political question. And it is because much of what happens in this region is funded by the United States, by its taxpayers, military action, but also the cultural and religious life of the region is funded to a great extent by American Christian churches. And so the question that we've asked for some time now is, what's the outcome? How are Christians in the Holy Land doing? Are they thriving or are they suffering? And the truth has become pretty obvious over the past couple of years, which is in Israel, they are not thriving. Their numbers are not growing. They are shrinking. And there's a huge debate about why. But the bottom line is there are fewer Christians now, far fewer, in absolute numbers, and particularly as percentage of population than there were when the state was founded in 1948. And there's a lot of evidence in the last couple of years, particularly since the Gaza war started, and the whole tone of the conversation in this area has changed quite a bit, and the rise of extremism is very noticeable, that those numbers have gotten even smaller. And in Jerusalem, if you follow this at all on the internet, you see video clip after video clip of Christian clergy being spit at by religious extremists, not Muslim religious extremists, but Jewish religious extremists. And that's something most Americans didn't know happened. Thing could happen, particularly since the United States, the most important Christian country in the world, is funding this. And anyone who's raised this question, the show has done that, has been dismissed out of hand as a liar or an anti-Semite or, best of all, a secret jihadi, a secret Muslim. You must be a Muslim. And so we thought it'd be worth coming here to find out what the truth is, or at least getting closer to the truth being pretty elusive usually in political terms, but why not go ahead and talk to people? Why not go ahead and talk to Christians and find out their side of the story? So we are about to play interviews with the Anglican Archbishop of Jerusalem, which is to say he's the representative of the Anglican Church, the global Anglican Church in Jerusalem. That shocks you. Archbishop, thank you. You live in Jerusalem, but we're on the other side. We're about 100 yards from Israel across the West Bank, across the Jordan. How are Christians doing in the Holy Land?
You know, Christians in the Holy Land, of course, have been here for 2,000 years.
Yes.
And over the history, the Christian community has thrived in phases, like declined in others. But I think now we are on the declining end of our Christian presence in the Holy Land. in general, we still living our faith, witnessing to our communities, and also trying to kind of maintain our presence. And I'm sorry to say that because maintenance is not on the good side of things.
No, it's not growth.
It's not growth, it's not thriving, it's not accomplishing and achieving. We are custodians of the Christian faith, and Jerusalem is the capital of our faith. It's our spiritual capital as Christians. But to see the declining numbers of Christians over the decades, and especially since 48 and 67, we have seen challenging phases of Christians facing realities that we were not used to before.
I think we can say that Christianity does not support violence.
Of course not.
Right.
Of course not. We condemn violence, whatever it is.
And I think so 1948 was the year that the political state of Israel was created.
That's correct.
And a huge percentage of the Arab population was expelled that year. 1967, the Six-Day War increased the territory of the state, and the majority is now called occupied territory. Were there big declines after both of those in the Christian population?
Absolutely. So you can think about the Christian population. It dwindled to half in 48 because many people had to leave. What is my homeland? Like where I grew in Nazareth,
Yes.
in Galilee. Half of the Palestinian population had to be expelled to other places, and who became refugees. So when we speak about Palestinian refugees today, they are all coming or came from what is proper Israel today.